hope everyone's been enjoying the music so far. We'll be back to it soon, but first, we get a chance to sit down with the band themselves, Andrew Much and Joe Grell. How are you guys doing tonight?
I was doing really good. I was
Thank
telling Joe, if you don't have some butterflies before you perform, you probably should do something else.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is this your guys' first performance as a duo then? Or have you done it before?
Well, we've practiced at Joe's place. He's got a really nice little studio one.
Yeah, 4 or 5 months we've been getting together once a week for 3 to 4 hours and rehearsing a wide variety of tunes. And then tonight we just picked the first 8 off of our set list and played them.
Very nice. Yeah. It's and they've all been covers, right? Or do you also do some?
Yeah, these are covers. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you want to tell a bit about the covers that you've chosen? Like, do they have any kind of meaning to you, or are they just the most fun to play?
Well, both for Wichita Lineman, that was the first song that we really gelled together. That was one of the first songs we ever did, I think.
Yeah.
And we both looked at each other and said, "Hey, this is working. This is cool." Because he's plays with an orchestra, and I'm this old country rocker, you know.
Yeah. You guys, it both seems like you have seems like you guys both have a very rich history with music. How long have you guys been playing? Like, just in general?
Myself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Myself, I've been playing for, 65 years.
That's a healthy amount of time.
Well, I was like 10 when I started on a baritone ukulele.
Okay.
I'm 75 now, so that'd be 65.
Was it a straight progression from baritone ukulele to guitar, or did you noodle around in there?
Yeah. When I was 13, my hand got big enough to get around a guitar. So then I kind of put the ukulele away and went right to electric guitar and acoustic.
Very nice. Have you found yourself kind of preferring acoustic or electric over each other?
I do. Joe, he's...
I started out at 8 years old with piano and guitar. And then there was a drummer in high school in our neighborhood who was left-handed. And he taught a bunch of us kids how to play. So when I started band in 6th grade, I played drums, but left-handed, although I'm right-handed with everything else.
That's got to feel odd.
Yeah, and of course in '64 I saw the Beatles on Ed Sullivan, like so many people.
Yeah, I did too.
And got a whole lot more interested in guitar, and had a really great, several great band teachers who introduced me to jazz in high school and allowed me to play in the big band. And then I went to jazz camps and stuff like that. Played in a rock band, blues-based rock band in high school. And then in 1983, the dean of what is now UWEC Barron County.
Okay.
Back then it was UW Barron County. Dr. John Meggers asked me to join his band called the Dean's List. And the Dean's List is a 17-piece big band that is owned by the school, and then we're all volunteers, and the money we raise playing in that band goes to the Music Scholarship Fund. So
they're really good too.
Kind of a cool thing.
Them.
Yeah, is that band still active then?
Oh yeah, we've been playing. Well, those guys started in '67, I believe, when the school opened, I was able to join in '83, and I've worked with them since then.
Wow, that's a very long time for a band to be continuously performing. That's amazing.
Yeah,
Almost gives the Stones a run for their money.
yeah, almost.
Yeah,
My-
you mentioned before you were in an orchestra. Which one was that?
Yeah, that's the Dean's
That
List.
is the Dean's List?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah.
Yeah, but I haven't played nearly as many gigs as Andrew over the years. He's a veteran.
Right. Are you primarily a solo performer then? Or
Actually, it started in Red Wing, Minnesota, and I was 19, 20 years old or whatever, and I was playing at parties, and the St. James Hotel is a famous hotel there, and in the front of the hotel was First National Bank.
okay.
The bank moved out, and they put a bar in there called the Hog and Jowl, and they had to turn the safe into a cooler. So this big heavy door, they'd go and spin this wheel and pull this big heavy door out, and then there was like metal saloon doors after that, and the vapor would roll out into the room, and every eyeball in the place was on them, just
Right.
how cool is that? Because they'd have to go in there and get their beer.
Right.
So they approached me and said, "We heard about you," and I said, "Great, we want you to play here." I said, "Okay." So I borrowed a microphone from a guy. I didn't have any equipment, and I rented a PA from Radio Shack, believe it or not, in Minneapolis.
Well, deep cut.
Yeah, they were a whole lot different store back then. They were kind of like a liquidator kind of a thing.
Okay.
You
Well, they're
know.
not much of a store anymore right now.
No.
So.
So, and then a friend of mine had an echo chamber. Do you want to use an echo chamber? I said, "Oh, yeah. So I started out, my first song was 4 and 20 by Stephen Stills. And the echo chamber was set wrong, so my voice was coming out about a quarter second late. I'm just going through it going, oh, let me get to the end of this thing. And I get to the end, I called Dave up, "Come here. Something's wrong." He said, "Oh, here you go." But before I started, I looked out, and this is my first gig ever,
Right.
and the place was packed, and there was people standing against the wall. And I got done with the song, and the whole place just thundered, and I thought, "What?" I don't get it, because you don't expect it,
Right.
First gig, you think you'd be playing to an empty house. And it wasn't even close.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crowds like that, I don't think that's something that comes naturally to anybody.
No, well, my whole family is musical. My mom and dad had a polka band together for 50 years.
A polka band, nice.
Yeah. I played bass with them, in early 20s. I played bass with them for a while. But my mother was hard to keep up with. She was a musician, keyboard or accordion.
Okay.
And my father was the entertainer with the drums or guitar. And
Very nice.
he'd go out on the floor with, and get people to form up and do a bunny hop or whatever. It was a lot of fun.
Sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah, coming
And
from a
then
musical
I've been
family
in so
like
many rock bands since then. There's way too many.
that. Right. Have you been gigging pretty consistently since?
No, I've been on a long hiatus. I've left my last band in, 19 or 20, 2020, I think.
Okay. Yeah, that's a solid 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, I needed to just chill for a while.
That's understandable.
We were playing a lot. I was with Shoefly, and we played about 60 gigs a year.
Wow.
So you're out there every weekend just about. You'd get like 2 weeks off. Wow. All right, we got 2 weeks off. Let's go hear somebody else, because you don't get to hear anybody else because you're playing all the time.
Right. if everyone's off playing Saturday night, you're off playing Saturday night. How are you gonna go see who else is on?
That's it.
Yeah. How did you two meet then, and when?
Well, I got him off of what is that site?
I don't recall the name of it, but it's like a dating app for musicians.
Okay.
And
forget
well, what
the name of
happened
it.
was I met some folks around the Eau Claire area. I only moved here in September of 24.
Okay.
And met some blues players who would call me when they needed a sub
Right.
on electric guitar. And in the process of that, met a fellow who had that app that Andrew's talking about. So I thought, well, I'll try this, and filled out the forms. And 3 days later, Andrew called me and said, "Hey, you want to try something?" And
Band mix. That's what.
yeah, Band Mix
Okay.
is the app. Yeah. So that's how we met.
And it just worked out.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you said you would just rehearse weekly after that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Every Thursday.
Thursday
Except
afternoons.
sometimes we have
Yeah.
to get busy doing something else, I guess. But
Yeah.
we try and do
Yeah.
every Thursday.
Yeah. Well, good way for it to work out, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, as people who have been in the music landscape for a very long time, do you have any specific advice that you would want to give for, newer up and coming musicians, maybe your past selves?
Oh boy.
So
It's a bit of a heady question. I can give you
there
guys
are
time to
some.
marinate on that.
This area is just full of open mic nights, open mic afternoons, jam sessions. If you go on Facebook or Instagram and look up Eau Claire musicians, you'll find all of the sessions that are out there. And I highly encourage anybody that's interested in playing out to check those out. And if you're not sure, just go listen to everybody one time, and the next time bring your own instrument and go.
Hey, by
Yeah.
the way, I was going to tell you, Jeff White was doing a Tuesday night. He's doing an open stage right now at VFW Star.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've known Jeff forever. He's a great musician.
Is that next Tuesday then, or this Tuesday?
Tuesday, yeah. Every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday? Okay.
Yeah. I think it's
So,
6 or
Good to hear.
7.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys check that out.
so
I pointed at the camera. It's
Yeah.
not on me, right? Make sure you guys check that out.
that's a great way to get started. It really is. And you can get a lot of experience and get through those butterflies with a smaller crowd of people who care. Other musicians that will offer advice. And in general, the music community in Eau Claire is very supportive. And really, I've met a lot of wonderful people since I moved here.
Yeah, if I go hear Jeff at his regular gig, he'll say, "You want to come up?" Sure, why not? So he gives me his guitar, and I do a few.
Yeah, there definitely really is something special about Eau Claire's music community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
Yeah.
everybody's so welcoming,
yeah, no, absolutely, including you guys. Thanks for coming out here and
yeah.
playing a
Thanks
gig
for
here.
having us. Appreciate this very much.
Absolutely. No, it's it's kind of my whole show, but it's my favorite part of the show is bringing new people in all the time into the studio. But with that, what kind of hopes or plans do you have for the future as a duo? Would you want to break into gigs?
Well, I would like to just do afternoon stuff now.
Understandable.
I'm getting old, and I just don't want. I don't want to do a full band 9 to 1 or anything like that anymore. That's why I had to take a long hiatus.
You had
there
your
was
fill.
Too much of that for too long,
So I hope to do all those gigs with Andrew, and I'll continue with the big band that I'm in, and I also like to do theater. That's one of my favorites, is to play in a pit band for theater productions.
Nice.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys again very much for sitting down and talking this over.
Yeah.
It's been a great time.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And for everyone else at home, don't touch that dial because it's right back to the music after this.